Hey everybody, welcome back to No Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and today we're watching Pluto, brand new series. Theta, what do you know about this?
Well, just to say, first off the bat, I'm going to be emotionally a little bit of a wreck because we just finished watching the last two episodes of 86. So perfect emotional wrap up to send yourself into a new episode series.
Yeah, to what I can only imagine is some sort of shonen fight anime. That's all I can picture right now.
Well, it is surprisingly short. I think 8 episodes, but
Oh, really?
for what it's
Okay.
based on, yeah.
hmm
I love your acting surprise, even though we haven't previously discussed this before. We
That's what I'm
have.
here for.
We literally have, by the way. That's fine. I said I appreciate it because I'm also going to say things that I've also previously told you before. So the audience just
Yeah,
are
you
into.
gotta tell them, not me.
I also appreciate that you might notice my face a little bit more orange, not because I'm doing my best Trump impersonation, but because the overlay is reflecting back on me. I can't tell. It's either you see down here, which is the opening 1 second of the episode, which is
Mhm.
horribly red and orange, or the overlay that you see before you, which is also incredibly yellow and orange. But I do appreciate that the light coming through Griffin's window is also giving him the same effect with no reason why. Anyway,
So now that we're all properly oranged up,
now that you've talked
what's the
about
show like?
everything but the show, well, Pluto is actually, well, or was actually going to be, I think, the 50th or 60th anniversary for Astro Boy, but there was a rights holding issue.
Uh,
So he couldn't do, the author couldn't do what they wanted. By the way, not the author of Astro Boy, somebody else who wanted to do something special.
yeah.
So they decided to make Pluto, which is itself a take on. I, this is my interpretation. By the way, I don't exactly know all these facts. Supposedly, the interpretation of the world's greatest robot arc of the Astro Boy, I'm going to say manga. If you're watching this, when
Mhm.
I intend this to go out, I will have watched the original first episode of the 1963 Astro Boy, as well as the 2 episode arc of the original 1963. I think it's episodes 116, 117 of original 1963 Astro Boy.
So, maybe 1% of it.
Well, here's why he's saying that, because I've also told him about this. The original episodes 116 and 117 not only were not dubbed, they were not subbed. They
hmm
did not get US release and are fairly hard to find. Um, so I watched them with zero context. I was originally going to watch the 1980 version, then the 2003 version before we did this, but I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? That would actually tell me what's going to happen, and I want to go into this as blind as possible, or as blind as I can be with that. So I know the story of Astro Boy from episode 1, and then I jumped right into the world's greatest robot arc with no subtitles, no idea what's going on. And I can tell you there's a lot of characters there that I have no idea who they are, and I have gotten the pantomime version of this story arc, which is to say, I saw a lot of people doing emotions on a screen, and I can probably guess who they are and what's going to happen whenever they show up in the anime below us,
Uh-huh.
based on if they look anything like they did in 1963, which, by the way, Astro Boy is one of the first TV based anime that ever got in production.
Uh-huh.
There was one before it, which was about animating history, things that happened in history, was incredibly hard to find. Astro Boy is the next thing that comes out like a couple of years later. They also made it on a shoestring budget just as a proof of concept that anime could sell, and 40% of Japan watched it when it came out. So,
Right.
big numbers. But but yeah, they made better anime after. So, I'm trying to see if I can determine who these characters are by their 1963 poorly drawn on purpose counterparts. Poorly drawn on purpose comparatively to the poorly drawn at the time best, you know, while also not knowing exactly what the storyline is. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I expect a fat guy to be angry at Astro Boy for some reason, and then has a thing made called Pluto. By the way, the horns in the Pluto title are Pluto's horns. He's got giant horns.
Well, we're definitely going to see that in a couple seconds. So
I
I think,
also believe,
mhm,
based on just like images of the show that I've seen, that your character beneath you is
yeah,
supposed to be Astro Boy, which
hell
is
yeah.
incredibly off-brand for all the Astro Boys I've ever seen before. I think I'm a cop, which is today. You're gonna hate me, Griff. I think I'm a cop, but the guy that I saw,
Canceled immediately.
I think the guy that I'm supposed to be based on, just judging from the fact that I think I'm a cop, looks a whole lot different from this also in 1963. I think of the guy that I'm thinking of, it just glows. He just fucking glows for no reason. Mind you, I could not understand any of the words that were being said, so if he like spends the 5 minutes on screen explaining why he's glowing, great. Did not get that. But again, that video will come out before this does, so if you've missed it, it's there. Just literally an hour of me trying to interpret what I'm seeing and trying to put a story together around it.
So we got a bunch of visual impressions right here to go with, and that's about it. We know it's going to be Astro Boy. There's probably going to be robots fighting. And you know what? I'm kind of down with that. I
Well,
say let's go.
before we do that, Griff, before we do that, what do
Sure.
you know about Astro Boy?
About as much as I know about Astro Boy is that he can fly. That's literally it. I know he's small and he flies, but he's not going to be small here, so he's going to be one thing I know. Probably flies.
See, the fact that again I watched the first episode is also why I didn't talk about what I saw in that first episode, because I
Hmm.
don't know what you know about Astro Boy, and if they cover the origin of Astro Boy in here, which I assume that they would, I don't know why they wouldn't. But
Hmm.
at the same time, this is 8 episodes, and literally every time they've ever covered World's Greatest Robot story in like
Yeah.
80s and the 2000s, it was only a 2 episode arc. So I'm assuming we're 8 episodes here to build up. Like obviously, I didn't know who
To
the
do
other
a cool
character.
robot fight. Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, like I didn't know who the other characters were when I was watching it, so I assume you would want one, the origin of Astro Boy, so we know who he
Uh-huh.
is. Maybe the origins or introductions of all the other characters that appeared in those episodes that I didn't get in the first episode. And
Right.
you would need all of that maybe to then build up to then the ending 2 episodes, which would then have to be World's Greatest Robot itself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my interpretation.
All right, then. So we got everything we possibly can out here on the table. Let's go ahead and watch and see what we get. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below, join the Discord, let us know when did you first start watching or reading Astro Boy.
Or robots.
Yeah, they say apparently once you start reading Mighty Atom, you won't be able to put it down. That's how good it is.
That that is a very good advertisement right there. I'm interested.
I say I'd never read the manga, especially not before doing this because I didn't want to spoil.
Of course.
Other than the little bit of I just told you that I spoiled myself.
I want to say those look kind of like the helicopters from Ghost in the Shell.
I don't know. They seem to be automated.
I'm definitely in agreement.
ダメです第3区の森林地帯にまで燃え広がってます消防ヘリもっと増やせないのかこのままじゃここらの山は全滅だくそ一体なんでこんな勢いで
Because it's a fire.
Gosh, if it was anything else, I would expect this guy to just burst into flames at some point. But I would imagine Astro Boy has like a lighter touch, right?
木が根こそぎ何か墜落したのか。いえ、そんな報告は受けて。
It was a fight.
モンブラン、ラインハルト博士、私のモンブラン博士。
Oh, maybe I was
It's
wrong.
right in there, man.
I think we're already in. This whole thing might be world's greatest robot. And I think we're already one down.
Oh wow, okay.
Trying to see if I can see a frame so I can identify which one of the ones I think this was.
You got
Spartan
your one frame?
Say, is that the Spartan one? I recognize the face, but I can't place it.
Yeah, no, like that face looks familiar to me too. I think I've seen it before.
I mean, it's on point for the old school Astro Boy stuff.
Astro Blood.
I didn't know we were watching Crossed.
どうしたのゲジヒト。
Oh, no, never mind.
ああ、いや
I think that's my character's name here in the overlay.
このところ疲れてるみたい。
Clearly not a
仕事も
robot.
しすぎじゃない？ちょっと休んだ方が。
大丈夫。心配ないよ。
I just gotta go back to working harder than the robots.
ご覧のように2日経った今も白い煙が吹き上がり、ところどころで炎が上がっています。事故調査委員会の発表では、この大規模な山火事の中からスイス林野庁所属のロボットモンブランさんがバラバラの状態で発見されたということです。モンブランさんは
Again, when I was watching it in 1963, I didn't get any names, so I don't remember associations with names.
Oh, it's kind of adorable.
Oh, no, wait, that's right. He's the first one that dies. That's obviously now, but...
Oh, what am I getting myself into? We're in a murder mystery now.
はい、ゲジヒトです。はい、わかりました。すぐに行きます。
Also, ironically, just how I talk to myself.
出かけるよ。
Yeah, it's Theta here.
The world's most advanced Bluetooth headset, that's all it is.
He does have a deliberate walk about him.
ヘルナ、今度休みを取ってどこかに行こうか。ちょっと休んだ方がいいだろう。
Oh, he reminds me of somebody. Like somebody with a larger swooped nose, but also receding hairline and real tall hair.
You'd have to name a series, I think.
I'm desperately trying to remember what series I'm remembering. I don't think we've watched it here, but it's a classic anime series.
被害者はこの部屋の住人ベルナルド・ランケ42歳。ロボット人権法を擁護する団体の幹部です。人間か？
Oh, yeah, also in Astro Boy, humans earn the right to be considered... I mean, robots earn the right to be considered human.
Alright.
おい、あんた。勝手に現場に入らんでもらおうか。警部、彼はあれですよ。ユーロポールの。よろしく。そうか、それは失礼。
Can't help but notice that it said type.
よろしく。まあ、この通りひどい荒らされようでね。
I guess you gotta know if you're talking to a human or not.
Clearly someone's been slammed into that wall. In that wall, too.
Little bit of a fight.
物色した跡がない。そんな君、これだけ荒らされて。わかるんです。この部屋は破壊されただけだ。では、 これについてはどう思うね。
Yeah, that's pretty horrible.
この頭に突っ立てられた角みたいなのは何かね。ああ、私だ。あ、
Yes, it's me. Is also how I answer the phone.
不審人物が検問を突破。
So we're in Germany, right? The news report was in German. That says Polizei, which is also German.
Yeah, I think it makes the most sense.
Our main character here appears to be German by name.
救急ヘリを。襲われたのは君だけかね、ジュンさん。検問に当たっていたロビーが
Robbie the robot?
相棒のいや巡査ロボット。
Oh, he was a bot. That was just ironic choice of name. Robbie the robot's a classic sci-fi robot.
Ah, now he's dead, killing a classic.
Robbie the robot's also Danger, Danger, Will Robinson. That's Robbie.
警部、容疑者20代の男、赤い帽子を着用、両腕に入れ墨、旧市街再開発地区に逃亡した模様です。よし、二人一組で捜索。おい、
You're just gonna run there, man?
I take it back. Maybe my guy is a robot. I have been thinking, man, every footstep of his is heavy.
He just jumped off of an overpass, so yeah, I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it.
Like I said, if he is the same guy I'm thinking, his 1963 counterpart just fucking looked like a robot in a suit. So they changed Astro Boy's look. Maybe they changed yours. Mine. Whatever. I think I'm a bit more clear on my idea that he might be a robot.
No, I think anyone can do that.
I wonder if there's ever been a Mega Man Astro Boy crossover.
Oh, there's got to be.
What do you bet? Person crucified or Jesus statue?
A person crucified.
Joke's on you, a Jesus statue is a person crucified.
Damn.
I don't remember a volcano in the Christian iconography.
Ah, you found the local homeless bum.
That sounds like a cop.
その鉄パイプに破壊された巡査ロボットの塗料が付着している。ドラッグ中毒か。ドラッグの種類はノイ。摂取したのは40分前。
Is that a person back there or a reflection? Nope, that's just his arm.
どこの売人から手に入れた？何時頃そいつと会った？明け方5時前くらいだよ。その売人の証言が取れれば、お前のアリバイは成立する。ベルナルド・ランケ殺害の犯行時刻だ。殺害？お前はただ違法ドラッグ取締りから逃れるため、巡査を鉄パイプで殴り、巡査ロボット、通称ロビーを破壊した。権利を読み上げておとなしく逮捕されるのと。
Oh, just the no sell. Love it.
Yeah, every time I see a dot 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 at the end of a sentence someone's saying, it's like, are they gonna get interrupted or are they just pausing?
安心しろ。この銃からは催眠ガスが噴射するだけだ。私は人間を撃てないようにできている。私はロボットだ。
In case you, the audience, had yet to figure that out.
Yeah, that's our introduction to Pluto right there. End scene 1.
No, he's not. Well, the show Pluto, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not Pluto.
何か。
ロビーさんの奥様ですね。
はい。
悲しいお知らせです。
Like you said, robots have earned the status of human, basically.
I'm still giggling a little bit at telling the robot wife the news.
Well, I mean,
It's the Brandon's building here, but I wasn't expecting it.
what I'm trying to indicate is that they're so advanced now.
確かにその通りですけど。
It feels like we're not covering it, but they've gone through like a whole period of being considered slaves and having no rights and everything like that.
私、ある家のメイドをやってましてね。そこの男の子が、もちろん人間の男の子よ。その子が生まれる前から、その家には犬がいたの。もう兄弟みたいに育って。
I think she might giving us a lived-in account of that backstory now.
記憶データの一部を消去しましょうか。
あの人の思い出消さないで。
Unfortunately, the fact that it's even an option is already terrifying.
Well, I mean, so a bunch of these robots have real horrible backstories.
Oh no, they're all using Apple products in the future. That's a Mac OS framework. They have the bar on the top. Oh, I'm getting psychic damage again.
なんだこの角みたいなものは。わかりません。ただ。これはスイス林野庁所属モンブランの破壊現場です。角まさか。
You know, even though I kind of know visually the story of Pluto or the world's greatest robots,
Yeah.
I did not put that together that those two sticks were horns. The fact that they come from like around the face or behind the head, both images, just didn't put it together.
This is why you're not a detective, Thane. You'd never make it in Interpol.
人間を傷つけたり殺したりできない。もしも人間を殺害するロボットが現れたとすれば。
I'd like that they don't exactly have the laws of robotics. They have something else that goes 13 deep before it goes can't kill a human.
Yeah. I'd love to see those and like kind of extrapolate on them, but we're not here for that today.
Well, it's probably because you know. The laws of
the three
robotics
laws are meant to be bad, is what.
Well, yeah, they loop on themselves so much that you probably want at least 13 to establish.
でも、モンブランはそれに反対したのさ。自分の銅像なんかでアルプスの景観を壊しちゃいけないってね。そればかりか、自分はいずれ鉄くずになる。体のすべてを粉々にして。 溶かして再利用してくれって。それがあんな元気なうちに。
モンブラン、彼は真の勇者でした。第39次中央アジア紛争においては平和維持軍として参加。
And he's a war veteran.
ペルシア王国の治安を回復させただけではなく、潜伏していたテロリストを無傷のまま逮捕するなど、モンブランなくして。 現在のアジアの平和はありえなかったでしょう。
Well, we gotta remember, these are the world's greatest robots. So.
森の木々と語り合うことができたのです。
あそこにいる彼らは皆無償でこの作業に参加している。みんなモンブランを私の息子を心から。
Yeah, this is more like the death of Superman or something here. This is good. I love the build-up.
3日後の追悼式には。 数万いや数十万の人が集まってモンブランの死を悼むだろう。刑事さん、あれは事故なんかじゃない。モンブランが粉々になったのは山火事の直前に起こった巨大な竜巻のせいだ。
Oh, call back.
決してそうじゃない。
I'm not gonna ruin that until it happens.
All right.
捕まえてくれ。
Keep an eye out for tornadoes.
この手で。
スイス、いえ、人類の誇り。モンブラン、彼は永遠に私たちと心に。
I would say it has to be his memory, right?
Absolutely. Going back to the nightmare.
Yeah. Say no one's hacking the transmission with this. That'd be weird.
ゲジ費と定期メンテナンスは終了だ。
ありがとうホフマン博士。で、どうでした？
ああ、特に異常なし。ただロボットは疲れないと思ってる人間が多いが、これだけ人間に近づくとロボットだって疲れるんだよ。逆に言えば人間の体だってメカニズムなんだ。使いすぎればどんなメカニズムも疲労する。
I think the Gundam Wing scientists were based on the scientists from Astro Boy.
It does feel to me like slightly wrong for a roboticist to be wearing a lab coat. Like, I'm too used to like programmer core, where you're wearing just like Hawaiian t-shirts because you can.
専門家の私に言わせれば、あれだけ高性能のロボットにそんな初歩的なトラブルが起きるとは思えんね。
I mean, also a callback.
誰からも愛されていたロボットの破壊、犯人は見つかりそうかい？そう簡単にはいかないか。一方、君の捜査しているもう一つの事件、これも面倒だ。あのランケって被害者、テレビの討論会とかで何度か見てるが、ありゃ命狙われるよ。やってることが悪いわけじゃないが、
I'll tell you this, I certainly don't know any of the human people.
人を見下ろしたようなね。
Yeah, but I mean, like, attack for political reasons seems like a pretty clear motive here to me so far.
Well, I mean, is the death of a human in this not something the 1963 version covered?
Right.
People weren't dying in the 1963 Astro Boy thing.
それは君の操作システムに反応しないほどの痕跡を残さずにという意味かい？
はい。
ああ、面白いね。何かやり方が。次までの宿題だ。いや、悪かった。ここは
Boy, I hope nobody else dies before I figure this out.
We're supposed to relax, but here I'm just talking to you about work and all the things that stress you out all day. Yeah, he's a computer scientist for sure.
ほう、いいじゃないか。
妻の仕事の都合もあるし、いつになるかわかりませんが。
旅行はいい。世界を見るっていうの
What
は
does Helena
人工
do?
知能にもいい結果をもたらすというデータも出ている。思い切って日本なんてのはどうだ？
日本？
ああ、あの国の科学技術者の招きで一度行ったことがあるんだがね。東京は面白いよ。エキゾチックで。
That's clearly how we have to meet Astro Boy. Trip to Japan.
ところで
Exactly.
ゲジ人、以前言ってた夢はまだ見るのかい？
え
いや、無理に聞
It's
こうってわけじ
killing
ゃ
me
な
to
い
try
が
to remember what he
人工
is
知能の
reminding me
夢
of.
というのに非常に
It's a
興味
villain,
があ
by the
って
way.
人工知能にも潜
Not
在
an
意識が
Astro
存
Boy.
在するというのは
Long
学
nose,
術的にも証明されている。
oblongish face, like balding head,
実際に夢を
long
見るロボ
puffed
ット
out
には
hair.
なかなか出会えなくてね。話す気になったらぜひ聞かせてくれないか。
え
20世紀の心理学者フロイトはこんなことを言ってる。夢は現実に起きたことの表出であり、想像の産物ではない。
Always gotta bring Freud back in about all this.
It's that funny way that Freud always shows up in future psychoanalysis, even though he doesn't tend to show up in today's psychoanalysis.
I guess he's kind of hard to get rid as a pop culture figure at this point.
これ巡査ロボットの。
ああ、そうみたいだな。鑑識から調査終わったんで処分してくれって。
ロビー。
お？
ちょっと見させてもらっていいかな。
ああ、いいよ。欲しい部品があったら持ってきな。どうせガラクタだ。
Robots qualifying as humans don't even get funerals. Ugh.
どうした？
I don't know where Zeus is the currency of.
いや、なんでもない。
何でもないんだ。
Part of me just wants to say Greece, but I'm sure that's not true.
It seems the obvious answer, but yeah.
固めにと。
とんでもないわ。心から感謝します。ありがとう。
じゃあ私はこれで。
これを私に入れていただけませんか？
辛い記憶かもしれませんよ。
Is this maybe how we get a clue?
Well, I
誤
think
作動を起こす
I
可
would
能性
think if
が
he
ありま
wanted a
す。
clue, he'd put it
その時は
himself.
すぐに取り出しますよ。
彼がここにいる。
We can't get this robot to cry, but we'll get real close.
奥さん、やめましょう。ご主人の最後の記憶も収められている。取り出しますよ。
何かしら。何かしらこれ。
どうしたんです？
映すわよ。
Let's say if it wasn't anything else but the druggie, the human guy would have seen it, right?
これはパートナーの巡査と検問で車を止めたところだ。
Oh, he was just
こ
ready.
れが犯
Jeez.
人です。
Yeah, I mean... exactly what we thought it was.
すみませんでした。こんなものを持ってきた私がいけなかった。なんとお詫びして。
I thought we were gonna see something like flying through the background or something.
夫は犯人の鉄パイプに瞬時に反応しています。捕獲用の銃も構えている。
わかります。巡査用ロボットのご主人がこんな簡単に襲われたのは疑問でした。これは非常に稀なケースで。
違うの。もう一度よく見て。
Alright, what did I miss?
私、記憶チップを入れてるからわかるの。同僚の巡査が襲われて、この瞬間まで夫は犯人の動きを完全に捉えています。でも次の瞬間、夫は何かに気を取られた。
これは
You see that on the upper left?
Explosion.
されたアパルトマン。
Oh, I saw something that didn't exist. Never mind.
止めてください。なんだこ
There
れ。
we go. The clue. We did get it.
I thought I saw horns in the upper left of the screen.
鳥じゃないな。
It's a
なぜこんな
plane.
ものが映ってるのを鑑識は気づかなかったんだ。
記憶チップを挿入していなければ一瞬のことで気づかないわ。夫はこの影を瞬間的に捉え、彼の識別システムがこれが何なのかを分析しています。
識別ってビルからビルへこんな真似ができるのは。
ええ。でもこれはロボットじゃない。
To be fair,
Ooh.
I don't think Robbie was the best if he got so distracted by 5 pixels in the sky that he failed to protect himself.
人間の痕跡のない部屋で起きた。
Robbie's not the best at focusing, unfortunately.
されたロボットの死。角。
The most futuristically designed building ever.
I mean, Bill Gates built a house more advanced than this in the early 2000s. And then didn't live there.
But you see, advanced means that you, like, cut up more of the building and separate it out. Or you put eyes in the basement. That works too.
Well, the eyes have it.
I can see why.
刑事さん、あんたロボット？ええ。へえ、見た目じゃ識別できんね。奴に近づくと強烈な電磁波で君の人工知能がイかれることがある。このプロテクターを。大丈夫です。
Meeting a dangerous criminal?
聞きません。特殊な合金でできているんです。こう見えてもね。そうか。
It's the glow aspect I was talking about
気を
before.
つけたまえ。今までここで4人のロボットが奴の犠牲になっている。
I really do feel like a time traveler watching this, trying to put everything together. Like it's still a mystery for me, even though
結局人間はこうでもしないと抑えられないんだ。恐怖を。
They have a cannon pointed at him.
yeah, they're giving him the Magneto treatment.
ブラウ。
Magneto didn't have it this rough. Oh, he just left where he was shot.
Oh, I think that's.
HRS-0288 型ロボットゲジヒト警部。君が最高性能の刑事ロボットか。
I think the spear thing sticking in him is one of the other robots that I know.
おかげさまでむしろ前より敏感になってしまってね。こうして動くことを取り上げられるとどうにも気になってしまうのだよ。外のことが。
今日はあなたに聞きたいことがあってきた。
何よ。8年前人間を殺したロボットが何を考えていたかい？
ベルナルド・ランケという法学者が殺害された。だが殺害現場に人間の痕跡はなかった。犯人は人間なのか、それとも
ロボットか。もしロボットならなぜそんなことをしたのか。人間たちはね、
Astro Boy's Hannibal Lecter down here.
Oh yeah, jeez. I am getting that vibe, it's good.
必ずどこかに欠陥があるはずだと。だが、そんなものはどこにも見当たらなかった。私の人工知能には一つの欠陥もなかったんだよ。わかるかい？その時の人間たちの恐怖が。だから私をこんなところに閉じ込めておくんだ。恐ろしいならこの槍を抜けばいい。そうすれば私は死ぬ。なのにそれさえもできないんだよ。
Alright, it was a spear.
ゲジヒト警部、殺人を犯したやつのことを知りたいならメモリーチップを交換しようじゃないか。
It is literally Hannibal Lecter.
何かわかるかもしれない。
Tell me
Come
something
on,
about
let
your
me-
past. Quid pro quo.
Let me put myself in your head. There will be no consequences.
破壊されたモンブランとランケの殺害現場をプリントアウトしたものだ。その角の意味、何だと思う？
ヨーロッパの古き神々。死の神には角がついていた。戦士の魂を奪う狩人ハーンは角の王と呼ばれた。ギリシャ神話においては冥界の王ハデス、あるいは
What's another name for
ローマ
Hades?
神話の冥王
Gasp,
ク
who
ル
knew?
ート。
Name drop.
クルート。
We did it.
この犯人はまたやる。モンブランという最高性能を誇るロボットがいとも簡単に破壊された。もう答えは出ているはずだ。世界の科学技術の粋を集めて作り上げられた最高峰のロボットたち。大量破壊兵器にもなりうるロボットたち。
Some might call them the world's greatest robots.
出ている。そうだろう。
Well,
君も含めて。あと僕
So that's why I said 7 before.
yeah.
They didn't show the thing, and it's not like starting off the same way. But
I was about to say, like, the field is going to be pretty narrow if it's just the world's most expensive robots, but they did it for us.
the 2-part episode in 1963 literally starts off like an image of the faces, or at least the heads, of 7 different robots. And that's why that one looks so familiar. It's like he's the first one on the list that literally starts off crossed off, I believe.
Nice. So yeah, we got all the backstory for that one.
Yeah, remember, I got no words. So, I didn't know who the hell that thing was. To be fair, I don't know who the hell the other 6 are. I know how they show up and what they do. That's it.
It's just like as an individual series here, first episode, it's already selling me on everything. I don't need to know that much more. They're selling it pretty good.
そんなところに突っ立っていると気が散る。
勝手に入り申し訳ございません。セキュリティが
Oh,
解
is
除
this
さ
the
れて
other
いたの
person that I know?
目が不自由でいらっしゃるのに不用心です。
こんな荒野にまでやってくる物取りなどいやせん。
しかしダンカン様。
もういい。新しい羊か。
はい。
どうせまたろくでもないものをよこしたんだろう。名前は？
はい。ノース2号と申します。
味もそっけもない名前
I'm
だな。
gonna guess that this guy has 6 arms.
紹介業者から聞いた話では、お前は軍
An oddly specific guess. I can't imagine why.
はい。
I'm gonna be honest, I think this could be 2 different people. I'm trying to guess which of the 2 people I think it might be.
ああ、
And in that, I think he floats on the ground and has 6 arms.
な姿をしとるんだろ
人前ではケープを羽織るようにしています。
う。なるほど。全身が武器ということか。お茶を入れてもらおう。
承知しました。
種類は
お任せください。ダンカン様のデータはすべて入力されています。
The
Well, I wanted
alternative,
something different today.
the alternative is he's just a normal ass dude and he's wearing a mask.
こちらに伺う前に
That's why I'm saying he's one of 2 people. But I
That'd
think
be an
he's
absolute twist.
I think he's floating 6-armed guy, who I know nothing about, by the way. That's all I know about
判
him.
明を受けました。
それもデータの一つか。
いえ、心から感動いたしました。
もう10年以上も前の映画だ。
どうぞ。
Yeah, keep up with the times,
スコア
man.
を書けば大ヒット。映画音楽賞をそうなめ、盲目の天才音楽家。お前の頭にはメディアの評価も入力されているんだろう。さすがのポール・ダンカンも才能が尽きた。どうだ？ふざけるな。
I mean, it feels like
今だってその気になればいいから
being a blind genius having such elaborate gardens is lost on you.
私が書けば観客は拍手喝采。
Yeah, he's looking out at the distance, but he can't see anything.
書けないのではない、書かんのだ。もうあんなくだらんものはな。
しかし、今もお仕事をされていました。とても美しい曲でした。
あれは映画のためではない。私のための曲だ。私のためだけの。
The horrors of having such a long nose that you might burn yourself on your tea.
美しい曲。笑わせる。軍隊上がりのポンコツ兵器が私の芸術を語るな。
申し訳ございません。
I do like his what he was saying, which is basically like if you're gonna make art, you do kind of have to stop and do it for yourself at some point. Doing it as a job is gonna make it terrible.
Which is why I don't consider this to be work. Wait for it. Oh, never mind. Not the thing I was expecting.
は、
中央アジア紛争でその体で何人殺したと聞いているんだ。
ロボット法により人間を傷つけることは禁じられています。
じゃあ仲間を殺したのか。何体のロボットを破壊した。数えきれないほどか。あっち行け。
At least this puts into context why all this shit's happening, which I didn't get from the other thing either.
失礼いたします。
I had no idea there was a Central Asian war in the background of Astro Boy.
It does put a nice context onto why are there incredibly powerful robots laying around? Oh right. They were built for a purpose and that purpose is over. And now he's really trying to find something else to do with his life.
Well, I mean, it also gives me context of why Pluto is, and possibly why he's doing the things he's or
Hmm.
stuff I don't
ピア
want to
ノ
tell
だ
you.
けでお仕事をされているのですね。
それがどうした？
これだけ最新の楽器が揃っているのに。
こいつらお前と一緒だ。偽物のバ
They
イ
kill
オリ
people.
ン、偽物のトランペット、偽物のオーケストラ。本物のふりをしても所詮は機械だ。私が人工の目を入れないのもそのためだ。機械の力を借りて物が見えたとしても、それは偽物だ。そんなものは必要ない。
I love how bitterly curmudgeonly he is. I won't even give myself better sight because it's fake.
本物の風景。
目が見えていた頃のふるさとの風景だ。
子供の頃、ボヘミアですね。
それも私のデータか。そんなデータ、肝心なものは何一つ入っちゃいない。
I mean, remembering how shit looks based on memory. We know memory fails over time or changes.
そしてあの金色に輝くあの風景を音楽に。
I mean, that's fair. It does answer the age-old question of what does a sunset sound like? Especially like when the point of some art, like paintings and whatnot, isn't to look like a thing, but to elicit the emotion of what a thing feels like.
Right. I really do like this setup though. I just like love these two characters and what they're doing with each other. This is such a nice little like set of the story here.
Certainly a
Well, he's
lot
not-
more than I ever got from the
He's not
63
already
version.
dead, is he?
Shouldn't be.
Oh, he just went to bed.
「私のピアノに触るな」と言ったはずだ。
申し訳ございません。
お前のような機械がいくら譜面通りに弾いても、そんなもんは偽物だ。
ダンカン様、大変失礼な。
Clearly Duncan doesn't appreciate the fact that they're all considered human now.
うなされている声が。しかし、
I'm
どこか歌を歌っていらっしゃ
I'm
る。
not sure he's treating them any different than he would another person. He just seems angry in general.
No, his whole thing
he's like-
about the instruments here make fake sounds is clearly analogy for him being a robot would mean anything he makes is fake.
Mhm.
Has nothing to do with how he views anything.
出て行け。お前のようなロボットに用はない。この屋敷から出て行け。
しかし、
主人の命令だ。出て行け。
ピアノを弾けるようになりたいのです。
なんだと？
ダンカン様がおっしゃるように、私がいくら弾いても偽物かもしれません。でも、
So teach
少
me
しでも
not to
本
make
物
fake
に近
music.
づけるように。
お前のような武器にピアノなど弾けるものか。やめろ。それは破壊兵器が触れるものではない。お前には戦場がお似合いだ。
だからです。だから弾けるようになりたいのです。もう戦場に行きたくないから。
Oh, this part is just so good. 10 out of 10, best part of this episode so far.
That's why I'm saying that the robots are human. They have emotions and motivations and everything. You can't treat them like they're Gundams.
Yeah.
母さん。そこにいるのか、ノース2号。寝室には入るなと言ったはずだ。
ダンカン様、朝食の準備ができております。
首だと言ったはずだ。いないのか。
Get the fuck away from Peter!
Run straight to it.
何度言えばわかる。私のピアノに触るな。
ダンカン様、聞いてください。多少弾けるようになったかと。
弾けるようにだと。機械の上達なんてのはより正確になったぐらいのものだ。
ダンカン様が寝言で歌っておられるメロディーを弾いてみます。
To be fair, it does seem like he's learning at human speed.
お前たちの出している音は音楽ではない。こんなものはデータさえ入力すれば無限のメロディーラインを想像するなと。そんなものは音楽でも何でもない。
機械が壊れてしまいます。
仲間をかばっているつもりか。
I have the feeling that Duncan doesn't like
お
Stomp
前は戦争
on
で
Broadway.
仲間をどれだけ壊した。ケープを脱いで晒してみろ。その醜悪な兵器の体を。その体でお前は一体何人の仲間を。
I feel he wouldn't like generative AI today either, now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, that was the first thing that occurred to me. That seemed too on the nose.
いいだろう。ならば正真正銘、私の正確なデータを入力してやる。ようと私がうなされているのはなぜか。長年見続けている悪夢。いや、これが現実に起きた私の過去だ。私の本名はポール・ダンカンではなく、パウロ・ホリー、ボヘミアの貧しい家に生まれた。父は私が物心つく前に死んだ。生まれつき重い病を患い、視力も弱かった私の楽しみといえば、歌を歌うことぐらいだった。母は美しかった。みすぼらしい姿でも街へ出れば男たちが振り返った。
Not drawn to that here though.
成金が近づいてきたんだ。
I don't mean to judge, it's just we've drawn her as particularly as
あ
possible.
の男の金に目がくらんだ。それで足手まといになったんだろう。病気がちな私を母は私を捨てた。
Oh, damn, it just gets worse.
私は英国の寄宿学校に入
I
れ
mean,
ら
at
れ
some
た。
point it clearly worked out for
友
him.
人はできず、病弱な私は年中いじめにあっていた。そんな中でも音楽の勉強だけは必死に続けた。無理を重ねすぎたか、ある時から発熱が続き、それも続けることができなくなった。いくつもの病院をたらい回しにされたが、容体は悪くな
Because at some point it clearly worked out for him.
母からの恩信もなかった。私は死ぬのだと思った。捨てられた子供の最後は
Do remember,
こんなもんだろうと。
despite the fact we're watching a corpse right now,
その時
he is in a mansion in the middle of like the Alps at the
正確には
moment.
医者ではなく、モグリの医者だった。
君の命を助けてやる。だが、
Oh, maybe that's the guy
代
I'm
わりに
thinking
視
of.
力を失うかもしれない。
Oh, there we go. Secret villain character.
ordinary human wearing a mask or something.
ただそのモグリの医者の言った通り視力は日に日に衰えていった。残りわずかな時間、私はそれまで以上に
I knew I was going blind. The last thing I would study is how to write stuff.
私には音楽しかない。
Musical notation is the whole thing, and you gotta start somewhere to get it into your head.
もっとそして闇が訪れた。数年後、母の死を知らされた。母はあの成金の妻にはなれなかったらしい。死ぬ時は一人ぼっちだったそうだ。子を捨てた報いだ。知ってるか？この城はその成金が持っていたものだ。パウロ・フォリーから天才ポール・ダンカン。音楽界の巨匠となった
I sure showed him, I guess.
星を手に入れた。
I bought all of his stuff. It's mine.
あんたの欲しかったものはこれだ。
Thinking he's dead, considering how old you are. And
これだ。母さん、あんたに本当に大事なものを教えてあげるよ。あんたが捨てたふるさとの風景、あの素晴らしい風景を音楽にしてやる。
I've lived a life of spite, and that'll show them.
いけないものは何なのか教えてやるよ。
ダンカン様、あなたのお母様は
黙れ。推薦状を書いてやる。明日ここを出て行け。
Your mother made me. I don't know what he was about to say. Your mother saved my life.
Your mother clearly put you to boarding school for your betterment.
Your mother loved you. Get the fuck off my piano! I've got your mother's hands.
ピアノを弾けるようになりたいのです。もう戦場に行きたくないから。
Oh, here we go. His drama now. Let's go. Part 2.
That's like in the history of Bastion from Overwatch.
Oh gosh, yeah. Show's done it though. The show is made me incredibly sad for this robot. Good job. Great writing. Good design all around. Love it.
Hmm? 明日の出発に備えてチャージ中か。機械目が。
But you think he'd be mindful of a fucking tripping hazard with a blind old man in the house?
Because he didn't expect him to be up in the middle of the night in the kitchen.
うなされているのか。ロボットも夢を見るのか。
Electric ones.
Oh, we got our little motifs going throughout the whole set of things now.
Yeah, your shite or whatever. God, I gotta know the guy's name wrong. He's also having nightmares. Assumedly now, you would think he must have been in the wars too and did something. Oh, that
Why
looks
else
like.
would you see pools of blood every night, you know?
I mean, maybe he broke the law,
書けなく
or
なっ
the
た
standard,
もの
whatever it is. Maybe he
かか
killed
ん
the
の
man.
かはいノース2号ノース2号はい本当に出て行ったか
Nope, right behind you.
書けなくなったのかもしれない
You know what North Number 2 really reminds me of?
What?
Is the giant alien robot from Venture Brothers.
Oh,
Ignore
yeah.
me!
We got a little bit of that, like the cape included, actually, I think is what seals it.
いつまで待たせる気だ代わりの執事は一体いつ
MCM ピクチャーズのマーシャルと申します。
なんだ映画屋か
どうかなさいましたか、サーダンカン。
いや先日執事ロボットをクビにしてなで何か用か
はい、実はある映画の音楽について。
仕事の依頼か話によっては聞いてやらんこともない
ありがとうございます。実は以前お書きになったスコアの再使用をさせていただきたく。
何新作じゃないのか
いえ、サーダンカンはもう引退されたと聞いておりますが。
何でも勝手に使え
サーダンカン。
メッセージが
To
届
be
きま
fair,
し
even if he didn't turn it off, I feel like that would have disrupted the image anyway. It's a hologram.
Yeah.
ブリティッシュフィルハーモニーオーケストラ企画室のラッセルです。以前お話ししたサーダンカンの組曲の上演ですが、諸事情により中止とさせていただくことになりました。誠に残念ですが、いずれまた機会がございましたら。
Oh, yeah, I gotta wonder what he's doing in the garden.
I guess just enjoying being outside in the sun.
うなされている声
But, like, he just uses it as a
そのメロディ
runway.
ーがぴったり当てはまるように思うのです
It's nice and clear, right?
Stealing the emotions of another. Those weren't your nightmares you're turning into songs.
There we go, now we get the second half.
I keep expecting it to be a war. And I know it's not because we've seen his flashbacks. But
I
it-
keep expecting for like the shoe to drop here and like something terrible to happen, you know?
ダンカン様ただいま
I mean, I guess it's just the wide open plains and everything just reads World War One, or World War II before the shelling starts.
Yeah, yeah.
ダンカン様のふるさとへ
そんなところに何の用だ
歌を採取してまいりましたあの地方の民謡をたくさん採取する中で見つけたのですダンカン様が寝言で歌っていらっしゃるあの曲を 今から歌います。
やめろ。機械の歌など聞きたくない。これ以上私の悪夢に入り込むな。人間には忘れてしまいたいものがあるんだ。
ダンカン様の夢は悪夢ではありません。
Lullaby? So lullaby?
私の夢のような削除したいものではありません。おっしゃる通り、私はただの兵器です。第39次中央アジア紛争では何体もの敵軍のロボットを、いえ、私の仲間を何万体も破壊しました。その記憶を、何万人もの仲間を殺した記憶を、私の人工知能がリピートするのです。ボヘミア地方である老人に会いました。その老人は民謡に詳しく、あの曲を知っていました。そしてあの曲の素晴らしい歌い手がいたことも。
Ah, your mother was a singer.
あ
あなたのお母様です。私の中のダンカン様のデータ、お母様に関しても入力されています。お母様は重い病気を患うあなたを捨てたのではありません。あなたの病気を治すために大富豪のジョナサン・ソーン氏に近づいたのです。だからあなたの命を救った医師への莫大な謝礼も支払うことができた。あなたは捨てられたのではありません。視力を失ったあなたのすぐそばまで。
I mean, to be fair, this is kind of a trope, though.
てきていました。
Kind of
It
expected.
really is, but I mean, I'm
しかし
feeling
お
it.
母様は
Well,
あ
yeah,
な
because
た
they
の
built
憎
these
しみ
two
を
up
知り、
the
手
whole
を差
episode.
し伸べることができなかった。
Honestly, just like package this whole part up separately and give it to me, and it's just a perfect little story.
本当です。あなたはふるさとを思い出すとき、大切な記憶を削除
I
し
mean,
て
to
い
be
ます。
clear, in the 1963 version,
村
these
の
two
老
get
人が
like
言って
3
いました。
minutes together, maybe 2
ふる
minutes.
さとの大地に沈む夕日を眺めながら、あなた方親子が手をつないで、
At least in the two-parter. Maybe they're set up well before this. I didn't see that.
おーおーおーおーお
The only way this all could have ended in tears.
申し訳ありません。
Yeah, no, not really.
機械の歌で
Say if I lived like 80 years of spite,
あなたの
I wouldn't
夢は
automatically
悪夢
believe
などでは
somebody
ない
who told me the opposite of what I believed for 80 years.
私の夢
And then
と
a
は
weird
違う。
robot comes into your house and sings at you. No, oh, it's so good.
お前はもう戦場へなど行くな。ピアノの練習をしよう。
はい。
I mean, to be fair, he could have been looking for any excuse not to believe what he's believed his entire life, which I don't behoove him. Like, you know, I don't go against that. It's just, if it were me, I know I'd have a problem.
Right.
I also wouldn't have become rich beyond wildest dreams either.
That's the real dream there. Give me a couple million.
Is he saying, look over there? You son of a
Yes.
bitch! Here's hoping YouTube copyright doesn't get
Oh,
the piano
God.
playing. Otherwise, this is gonna be a long periods of just silence.
Oh, I'm gonna be so sad if they do, though, because that's the entire point of this entire segment. You gotta have the music here.
Yes, because the music is meant to imply the emotion felt by everything that's happening or has happened.
I do love how these two have just like settled into this nice friendship routine here together.
ノース2号おいノース2号
はい、ダンカン様。
やっと完成した聞いてくれ
はい。ぜひ聞かせていただきたいのですが、今は
どうした
Oh, is it time?
何かがこちらに近づいて
It's time!
いるのです。
何
Oh no, the
お
tragedy.
前の友達でも
Oh, we
やってきたん
built
じゃ
him
ない
up
の
completely, and here it is.
数日前のスイスのニュース、お聞きになりましたか？
スイスのニュースああモンブランとかいうロボットが竜巻にあって大破したっていう
Just to remind you, in case you forgot.
先ほどおよそ 100km 先で竜巻が起きました。
ん
何か脅威が近づいています。
おい
すぐに戻ります。
You can't return to the battlefield, but you absolutely can't stick around the blind old man and let him get in danger. There is no choice here. Ah, you called it.
Well, technically he has more arms than I called, but you know, whatever. And that's why I said he floats. I didn't know he had legs before that.
ノース2号ノース2号ノース
Hey, is that how we're gonna do this?
何が
We're not gonna get the full reveal of it yet, I don't think.
No, I mean, I think it's happening.
何が起きているんだ
I'm with the old man. What is happening?
I think we're just not gonna show it.
ノース2号これはあの歌だ大気いっぱいにあの歌がノース2号が
At this point, I'd almost be disappointed if we actually saw the fight.
2号が歌っているそんなところで歌ってないで早く帰ってこいノース2号ピアノの練習の時間だぞ
I want to say something, but I feel like
Just the feels. That was positively perfect. No notes.
well, again, I only have it to 1963 to compare against, so.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I mean, I know exactly what happened in the scene because I've seen it in the 1963. I just don't want to tell you the difference there or exactly what happened. Because I feel like it would ruin it for you.
It doesn't matter. This did it perfectly.
No, that's what I'm saying.
はじめまして。
Extra context, I feel like, would actually take
Yeah.
away from the scene, which is why I don't want to tell you.
Hey, look who it is.
はい。
I was thrown off for a moment. I think specifically because they drew you in Griffin size that I actually thought it'd be a teenage Astro Boy for some reason.
I kind of wanted it to be, but no, okay. So our Astro Boy is just Astro Boy size. That's fine.
Yeah, but
That's
he still looks different. He still looks different from regular everyday Astro Boy.
Oh gosh. So our part A was actually kind of short. I thought we would spend more time on there doing the investigation, and it wasn't what I was expecting. But it laid the groundwork really nicely. Just a soft little preamble to just old man in a robot, the drama. It's so good.
I now
Can I
understand
get 5 more episodes of that?
I now understand what we're in for, and I can totally understand how we're pulling an 8-episode out of this.
Oh yeah.
Because we're really going to fill in every part, and I can understand how you could do it to such a degree that we would get 8 episodes now.
Oh, that's good to hear. If every episode is exactly as good as that entire story setup, I mean, we're in for an absolute treat. I'm gonna be like over the hills with this entire thing. If this is the peak of it, I'm still pretty happy.
I'm just now also thinking, if every episode's an hour long, I'm really gonna have to go back over the schedule again.
That's gonna be an art problem kind of thing right there.
Well, no, I think actually I've put a bunch of them that we were recording like 2 episodes at a time, so if every episode's an hour, I just have to cut that down to 1 episode, and that represents the 2 episodes at a time.
Right. So, Theta, like, not asking for anything you've seen in the past, but this here, what were your favorite individual parts here?
Yeah, because like I said, the entire time I was trying to put it into context what I've seen in 1963. We're still in the first episode in 1963, but we're 1963. The perspective is from Astro Boy, and Pluto. The perspective is from Geich or whatever his name is. Because remember, this is the first time I'm hearing his name, so
Yeah.
I didn't have his name before. So I was waiting to see if we were getting it next time on. Clearly, we're not. But
okay, no, just more dubbing.
But yeah, well, weirdly they put Pluto's voice actor in this language here. Pluto, who had no voice lines. Anyway,
I think he said one thing.
I don't think so.
I said like yes or something. I don't know.
When would Pluto have said? Okay. I'm not going to spoil
Wait,
anything.
Pluto, no. I guess they're just putting everybody from everything in here instead of like itemizing it per episode, which
right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but my point was that Astro Boy is our perspective character in the original.
Yeah.
And here it's our detective robot guy, so that's clearly the first thing that stuck out to me. Because again, in the 1963 version, I had no idea. This guy, not going to say anything.
Yeah.
I want to say things, but then again, I also want to see the look on your face when the things that I know happen. But again, the big difference is 1963, a bunch of these things happen in like 2 to 3 minutes. And since, again, I went from episode 1 to that storyline, I have no idea if these characters get like fleshed out over like 100 episodes.
Gosh,
so,
2 or 3 minutes for like North number 2 like would feel like a tragedy after watching literally what we just did, right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know over the course of 100 episodes, that whole storyline that we just saw here gets fleshed out a lot longer, or if this is like the first time these characters show up. I have no idea. I just know
you have no context, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just know what I saw, and they're on screen for maybe 2 to 3 minutes before we move on to the next thing in the story. So,
yeah.
That said, I had no idea what to expect. The fact that I come into this having seen with my eyes a story with might as well have been audio deaf, right? Because there's no telling what I thought was going on versus what is actually happening. this is all context for me. And, like, of context, of trying to figure out context, I saw maybe 5 minutes in this whole thing, of which I could make context for. So,
Yeah.
everything else, I think I said during the number 2 and Duncan, sorry, I can't remember his real name. They said
Yeah.
Duncan so many times that that might as well be his real name now. Seems to be his legal name, but I don't know. I got that, but at the same time, as I said, it feels real trope to me, real tropey.
It's the direction it was going to go, I think. Like, maybe given the context of Astro Boy overall is a positive story, right? That the old man was not going to, like, finally eject him out of the house or, like, say a robo slur or something, right?
The problem here is you say Astro Boy is a real positive story.
At least that's an
And
outside impression off of only, like, the couple of things I've ever
right,
seen.
right. My point is I have the feeling that in episode 2 we might actually cover Astro Boy's real backstory
Uh-huh.
because we just saw him at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
which makes me not want to say what his backstory is, because that's when we covered what do you know about Astro Boy, and you said nothing about knowing, like
Yeah.
you don't know the
Nothing.
Batman Pearl scene from Batman if we were covering Batman's backstory, right? So that you don't know it makes me want to say it now as a corrective measure for your expectations, but I feel like next episode is where we're going to get that. I'll be just kind of disappointed if we don't, because I feel like what's his name, Gershot here. I feel like I've said a different name every time I got to say his name.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like him being introduced to Astro Boy has to then be the audience introduction to Astro Boy. And I hope they're not pulling a card of, well, if you're watching Pluto, you must know something about Astro Boy. So I guess if they don't do that by the end of episode 2, I'll say something.
Okay, I think that's
Otherwise,
probably fair. We can't spend forever waiting for, like, Astro Boy's backstory or anything here, right? It's like they gotta move on with the plot they're doing, right?
well, I feel like if I'm interpreting this the way I feel like they're going to do it, the only way I can figure that they would be able to make 8 episodes out of the 2-episode plot of World's Greatest Robot, that they're going to have to cover it in pretty quickly so that they can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, spend the
Otherwise,
miniseries giving the context to the episode that you're trying to pay homage to. Okay, I think that works entirely.
or at
least,
least
like, the pieces.
at least the element of the episode that they're trying to pay homage to. I can see why this was so long if we wanted to make a connection between this element of the story. Because the part of it that was covered in the 2-episode shot that I know was done pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
But then again, I also did not know anything about those characters.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know. It's context.
And now we know. So I guess we're going to go ahead and have to wait until episode 2 to see what we get next time. Right now, this has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. And we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?